Welcome back, everyone, to another segment of MCR, the MCR, Mac and me. My name's TJ, and in this segment, we wanted to do a review on our thoughts about last week's debate. And the good thing about it is the dust is finally beginning to settle, and every day there seems to be a new, really messed up detail about the debate that just keeps creeping out, and we'll hit a couple of them here in a
Right.
minute. But it's like, for instance, I watched the entire debate real time. Mac, I don't know if you did. I
I
know
did
you
not.
texted me.
I watched it in review.
Okay. I know you texted me maybe halfway through it or something, saying that someone had texted you with concerns. And I said, well, and I had a fellow subscriber and others ask me what my thoughts were. And my thought is this: it's a mixed bag of tricks. Real time, and we're talking real time as you're sitting there watching it live, real time. I thought, and here's the key word: optics. I just had the feeling the optics, the first half of the debate, was favoring Kamala Harris, and I can explain why I felt that way.
Hmm.
And I say optics, not content. Okay. So as Kamala Harris would say, let's be clear. Okay. Gosh, she says that so many times it irritates the heck out of me now. Let's be clear.
Yeah, well, that was a famous line from Barack Obama. He said it. Let me be clear, all
Yeah,
the
well,
time.
she's saying it. Oh, oh. So let me be clear. Uh, you know, it became pretty obvious that it was 3-on-1,
Yeah.
and
Which
worse than that.
did anybody expect anything different? Really?
Well, what made it even worse was she was lying her derriere off.
Right.
Her lies, her denials, her nonsense. And they would real time fact check Trump and give her a complete pass. Well, when you're being when you're debating three people, you're on the defensive, and
Of
being
course.
on the defense is not is it's never a pretty picture when you're in defense. You
Right.
know, I mean, he's taking shots from all angles.
Right.
Okay,
And this has been going on for 9 years, for the better part of 9 years.
yeah, you know what? The one senator we love to hate, we'll say, Romney. Heck, uh, he when he was debating Obama, the moderator, and I always get the father and son's names confused. The Wallace guy
Yeah.
clipped him at the knees,
Chris
and
Wallace.
yeah, Chris Wallace clipped him at the knees over a Russia discussion, and they say it was Wallace clipping him at the knees that swung the debate to Obama's favor. So you know, yeah, if they're going to do that to a rhino, it is a 100% given. It's going to happen to someone like Trump. Okay.
Well, she didn't answer one damn question.
Oh, I know, and so real time. I'll also say this: in the second half, I thought Trump was getting stronger. Okay, because it was almost like he had the stamina and she was losing steam. If I'm making any sense here.
Oh no, it makes sense. Yeah.
And I thought his closing remarks were outstanding. But as I'm listening to his outstanding closing remarks, the thoughts going through my head: how many people are watching it now to hear this? You know?
Well, yeah, because a lot of people know they can jump on YouTube and get great analysis like what we're giving here right now. So they don't worry about watching all of anything, I think.
Yeah. As I was listening to his closing remarks, I thought, wow, this is great. But who's watching now after the first
Well,
half?
I heard it all depends on who you listen to, of course, but I heard that after the fact about 60, it was 60-40 the sway of independence to Trump.
Well, here's one. One of my suspicions was 24 to 48 hours, people began to digest the
Right.
content. In other words, we got past the optics of real time, and now they're digesting the content. And they're saying, you know what? She didn't do very good. Uh, I mean, the very next day, I think it was Jake Tapper. he's saying, and why CNN did this is a really good question. But Jake Tapper, he's calling out ABC and Kamala Harris. He's calling out the moderators for giving her the pass they gave her, calling out Kamala Harris for what you said, not answering hardly a question at all, to include the very first question of what's something to the effect of, what do you say to people who don't feel they're doing better today than they were 4 years ago? Well, let me be clear. I'm the only one, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I was raised in a middle class family, which has got
Yeah.
jack shit to do with anything.
And she goes on a ramble, which in no way answered the very first question. I just thought, wow, CNN's doing this,
it's a simple question. Are people better off than they were 4 years ago? Yes or no? It's a yes or no.
It became, because I always try to figure out the why, and I'm thinking, why did CNN say that? Unless they're looking down the road in the future, thinking ABC just ruined it for everyone now. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you said it was 3-on-1. Yeah, these, and this is not the first time this has happened by a long shot. In fact, I would tell you, I don't think we've had a real debate since Reagan-Mondale. But the moderators, they're supposed to ask questions and perhaps a follow-up question. They're not supposed to argue with the answer that the debater gives. That's not how a debate works. So this is just leftist propaganda, the whole scam. And that's why President Trump is not going to do another one, and I don't blame him. Of course, they'll try to say, "Oh, he's afraid of her." Nobody's afraid of her. She's a nitwit.
They were supposed to do one on Fox the week prior, and she didn't want to do that. You know.
Well, you know why? She's worried that it might go the other way.
Yeah. On the heels of CNN's little statement, then it creeps out like a day or so later that what's her name, Lindsay Davis? I think her name is Lindsay Davis here. Right. They're sorority sisters. Now, granted, they went to different colleges, universities, but this is a national sorority, and when you're talking about a national organization, there's the intent of, okay, you're from out of town, but we're here to support you. It's that type of sorority, right. And this is something that was even kicked around back in 2021. So they both knew they were sorority sisters. I would contend.
Yeah. Were they sorority sisters or are they sorority sisters? Since she's black
sisters, now. Yeah. And the name of the sorority was Alpha Kappa Alpha. Right. Hey, Mac, did you ever join a fraternity or anything?
Well, I belong to a fraternal organization. That would be the Knights of Columbus.
Oh, okay. Because I always wanted to join I Felt a Thigh,
Okay. Lambda, lambda, lambda.
Yeah, lambda. or Delta House.
All right.
All right, we're showing our age there. But anyways,
I think it's our age as a parent.
Yeah. Well, our age, along with my weight, we'll say. But anyways, in the aftermath of all of this debate did not help Kamala Harris, and
and then she just finally did an interview, which was 5 questions long and a complete joke, and again didn't answer the questions. People need to examine that on the surface. She's not answering a question. Why? It's because she doesn't have the wherewithal. I don't believe that's the case, but I do believe she can't tell you what she has in mind because it would be a 50-state wipeout.
Well, and when she goes to answer a question, see if it doesn't start off with "Let's be clear."
Let's be clear. Well, here's the thing. Ronald Reagan always said, "Well," because it was a jump point. So I'm not going to kill her for that, but
but I'm just tired of hearing "Let's be clear."
She says, "Let's be clear," and then isn't,
and then ain't clear.
Right.
She's anything but clear. So I don't know if I can even stomach that anymore. Anyways, that's it from my little rant, my observations, my this or that, and sorry it took us a little longer to get this out to you guys, but let us know if you too are sick of hearing "Let's be clear." All right. Any final thoughts, Mac?
No, I just I want people to consider what they might do for the sake of DEI.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of DEI, they brought up the race issue. I felt Trump missed the opportunity to say, "Hey, Biden's the one who made race an issue when he said he was going to choose a a woman of color as his VP running mate."
Right.
That in as many words made her a DEI hire. And
Correct.
but you know what? I'm never good. I'm never good shooting from the hip myself. So I just it's just missed opportunity is what it
Right.
was. All right, all right. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. We'll catch you on the next one. And thanks everyone for your support. As always, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.